This is going to be a little bit more of a self-serving project than most of my other content. Just wanting to get a pulse on my performance and really focus in on improving, climbing, and expanding my knowledge, and possibly yours by proxy. If by chance you really like these videos, make sure you go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, and consider subscribing to the channel if you think you want to see more. The inverse follows if you think this is not what you want to see. Don't be afraid to hit that thumbs down button, it's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm an adult and I know how to take feedback. Other than that, let's go ahead and dive in. As far as this week's haul is concerned, there's a lot of good aggression on display. I'm showing that I'm hungrier than before, and that's a good quality that I've lacked over the past few weeks. But the results are not there for a few reasons. In a lot of cases, I pushed a little bit too hard in trying to catch or pass other cars I was racing, and making generally unforced errors. A lot of poor judgment calls were made, particularly in the pack. Race A on GT Sport this past week didn't bear much fruit at all, but when you have those walls so tight on Tokyo Expressway, it is really difficult to set up almost anything. The race you're seeing now is much more of a static affair, starting and finishing in P4 without much more to it. There were also some runs that were made at the Race C combination at the Nürburgring 24-hour layout in the Group 3 cars, and this was one of the highest yields and one of the most fun endeavors I had this past week. A lot of good racing and a lot of good lessons were there to be learned, and a lot of fun was there to be had. But I think there was still too much aggression trying to move through the pack, particularly on the Nordschleife loop. You'll see a lot of this coming up with this Mazda that I'm racing here on screen. I could have assessed some of these interactions better while racing behind other cars and trying to find my way. Also, you may have noticed on screen there are a lot of SR downs here. My SR fell from the low 90s to the high 60s in all of this, putting me well into SR hell. But the racing itself was fun and valuable, a valuable learning experience to really pick my battles and be decisive rather than impulsive like I was here. Further, there are a few runs I had on ACC this week, trying to learn the simulator a little bit more and get my feet, but I did ultimately fall prey to a lot of the same issues. The fix for that is really just I need to back off and find the limits of the simulator a little bit better, as the pace is going to come with time. I also ran my first comp server race and all of that, and I really just found that I can't quite trust everyone yet, especially seeing this is my first race and I'm still unranked. I got spun out on a straightaway on the first lap, and following that there were a lot of further unforced errors, spin after infuriating spin. Didn't help that it was in the rain, but I don't really consider that an excuse. That's something that you just have to prepare for and understand. Some more practice that will be had, and there will be a lot of time taken with it. It's just a part of the beast. I did do some of that following the comp race, but certainly not enough by my measure, and I will be trying to follow up on that in the coming weeks. It's just a matter of time though, as I've been playing GT Sport for years and ACC for a few weeks, so the limits will naturally come if I'm patient, as they did with the former. Otherwise, in summation, I just need to dial it back a little bit more, and if the positions don't fall right away, that's fine. I just need to be safe and consistent ultimately. That's item number one. I'll look more for those openings on GT Sport without probing or pushing too much, kind of leaving myself some space and trying to better identify visually what I can do rather than trying to overdo it. And as far as ACC is concerned, I really just have to focus on finding my feet. There's not much else I can do. Otherwise, that's about it, and I want to thank you guys for your time and attention. It does mean a lot, especially since this is more of a personal endeavor, and I do hope to see you again for more. This will be the first of many reports, and I hope that I can find success throughout, but I don't expect it to be any kind of easy. And until the next one, you guys take care, enjoy your day, and keep on keeping on.